Welcome to this edition of Ethical Sustainable Investment News and Analysis to Profit By. I'm Ron Robbins, an ethical investing pioneer for over 40 years, quoted in the Wall Street Journal, Market Watch, the Globe and Mail, and numerous other media, and founder of the highly respected global ethical sustainable investing information website, Investing for the Soul. And please listen to my disclaimer statement at the end of this podcast. Now enjoy this podcast. Hello, Ron Robbins here. Welcome to my podcast episode 96, published on December 16th, 2022, titled The Most Ethical U.S. Companies, and presented by Investing for the Soul. Investingforthesoul.com is your site for vital global ethical and sustainable investing mentoring, news, commentary, information, and resources. Remember that you can find a full transcript and links to content, including stock symbols and bonus material, on this episode's podcast page located at investingforthesoul.com/podcasts. Now, if any terms are unfamiliar to you, simply Google them. Also, a reminder, I do not evaluate any of the stocks or funds mentioned in these podcasts, nor do I receive any compensation from anyone covered in these podcasts. Furthermore, I will reveal to you any personal investments I have in the investments mentioned herein. Additionally, quotes about individual companies are brief so that I can get as many companies covered as possible in the time allowed. Please go to this podcast's webpage for links to the actual articles, where you'll find much more great company information. Also, note several companies are covered more than once, and there are also 6 or so article links below that time didn't allow me to review them here. Also, I'm taking some time off over the holidays, so my next episode of this podcast will be Friday, January 13th, 2023. The first article I'm covering today is titled 22 Most Ethical Companies in the U.S. It's by Habib Ur Rehman at Insider Monkey and found on yahoo.com. Mr. Rehman describes how they arrived at choosing these companies and then offers commentary on each one. So, quoting, "For our list of the 22 most ethical companies in the U.S., we've ranked them based on how many times they have been hailed as honorees for being ethical up until 2022 by Ethisphere Institute, a global leader in assessing ethical businesses. We've also mentioned each company's ESG risk scores from Sustainalytics, a premier ESG grader. It assigns quantitative risk scores between 0 and 50 to corporations and classifies them into any of 5 risk categories: negligible, 0 to 10, low, 10 to 20, medium, 20 to 30, high, 30 to 40, and severe risk, 40 to 50. So starting with number 22 on their list, VF Corporation, Ethisphere honoree, 6 times ESG risk score, 12.9. 21, Oshkosh Corporation, Ethisphere honoree, 7 times ESG risk score, 19.4. Oshkosh Corporation is a machinery company that manufactures military vehicles, fire apparatus, and truck bodies, among others. 20. MasterCard Incorporated, Ethisphere honoree 7 times, ESG risk score 17. 19. The Allstate Corporation, Ethisphere honoree 8 times, ESG risk score 19.1. The Allstate Corporation is one of the biggest insurance companies in the United States. 18. Best Buy Company, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 8 times, ESG risk score 14.2. 17. CBRE Group, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 9 times, ESG risk score 6.9. CBRE is a commercial real estate investment company based in Dallas, Texas. 16. Dell Technologies, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 10 times, ESG risk score 16.5. 15. Visa, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 10 times, ESG risk score 15.6. 14. Henry Schein, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 11 times, ESG risk score 13.5. Henry Schein is a multinational supplier of healthcare products and services. 13. Hasbro, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 11 times, ESG risk score 7.1. 12. Intel Corporation, Ethisphere honoree 12 times, ESG risk score 17. 11 is Microsoft Corporation, Ethisphere honoree 12 times, ESG risk score 15.2. 10. Manpower Group, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 13 times, ESG risk score 10. Manpower Group is the third largest staffing company in the world. 9. Teradata Corporation, Ethisphere honoree 13 times, ESG risk score 17.4. Teradata Corporation is a software corporation that provides analytics software. 8. Waste Management, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 13 times, ESG risk score 16.8. 7. Salesforce, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 13 times, ESG risk score 13.2. Salesforce is a major software company based in San Francisco, California. 6. Rockwell Automation, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 14 times, ESG risk score 17.7. 5. Premier, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 15 times, ESG risk score 19.9. Premier is a healthcare company. 4. Cummins, Inc., Ethisphere honoree 15 times, ESG risk score 19.4. Cummins is a machinery company. 3. Deere & Company, Ethisphere honoree 15 times, ESG risk score 16.6. 2. Aflac Incorporated, Ethisphere honoree 16 times, ESG risk score 16.9. And finally, 1. Jones Lang LaSalle Incorporated, Ethisphere honoree 15 times, ESG risk score 6.8. Jones Lang LaSalle has provided its science-based target initiative aligned to the 1.5 degrees Celsius goal of the Paris Agreement. End quotes. Here's another analyst from Insider Monkey, Ty Haqqi, with his analysis titled Top 15 Infrastructure Companies in the US. Also on yahoo.com. Again, the writer explains how they picked these companies. He then follows with brief outlines of each company. All market caps are as of December 3, 2022, and dollar numbers are millions of dollars. I start at number 13 due to the duplication of data for numbers 14 and 15. Quote, "The top infrastructure companies in the US are giants of the industry. To determine these companies, we have considered their market cap, revenue, profit, and assets, assigning 30% weightage to the first three criteria and 10% to the last one." 13. Construction Partners, Inc. Total market cap, $1.559 billion. Total assets, $4.809 billion. Construction Partners is one of the fastest growing civil infrastructure companies. 12. Unity Group, Inc. Total market cap, $1.77 billion. Total profits, $124 million. Unity Group is involved in the acquisition as well as construction of infrastructure pertaining to critical communication. 11. SBA Communications Corporation. Total market cap, $31.877 billion. Total profits, $238 million. SBA Communications is one of several real estate investment trusts which owns and also operates wireless infrastructure. 10. Crown Castle, Inc. Total market cap, $60.7 billion. Total profits, $1.158 billion. Crown Castle is a real estate investment trust and also provides shared communication infrastructure. 9. Plains All-American Pipeline LP. Total market cap, $8.548 billion. Total profits, $593 million. Plains All-American Pipeline is engaged in pipeline transport. 8. Sempra. Total market cap, $52.157 billion. Total profits, $1.318 billion. Sempra is an energy infrastructure company. 7. Kinder Morgan, Inc. Total market cap, $42.707 billion. Total profits, $1.784 billion. Kinder Morgan is the biggest energy company in the U.S. 6. Norfolk Southern Corporation. Total market cap, $58.821 billion. Total profits, $3.005 billion. Norfolk Southern operates more than 19,000 miles of railways in 22 states in the eastern side of the U.S., and Norfolk Southern Corporation is also responsible for the maintenance of 28,400 miles of track. 5. American Tower Corporation. Total market cap, $102.14 billion. Total profits, $2.568 billion. American Tower provides wireless and broadcast communications infrastructure in the United States and several other countries worldwide. 4. CSX Corporation. Total market cap, $67.382 billion. Total profits, $3.781 billion. CSX is one of the biggest railway companies in the U.S. 3. Union Pacific Corporation. Total market cap, $132.016 billion. Total profits, $6.523 billion. Union Pacific is the biggest railroad company in the U.S., as well as among the top infrastructure companies in the U.S. 2. Comcast Corporation. Total market cap, $155.037 billion. Total profits, $14.159 billion. Comcast is one of the biggest conglomerates in the world and is the second largest broadcasting and cable television company in the world in terms of revenue. And number 1, AT&T Inc. Total market cap, $135.556 billion. Total profits, $20.081 billion. AT&T is the largest telecom company in the world. End quotes. Continuing on the theme of infrastructure is this article, Caterpillar leads 5 stocks to see infrastructure spending boost, by Harrison Miller, found on investors.com. Here are some quotes from Mr. Miller on each of his picks. All of the companies should see a boost from the recent Infrastructure Bill and Inflation Reduction Act. The infrastructure spending plan would dole out more than $500 billion for various projects, and the Inflation Reduction Act includes $369 billion to expedite mining projects and build out renewable energy infrastructure. Number 1, Caterpillar stock. The construction giant has rallied nearly 50% since bottoming in late September and saw positive earnings and revenue growth the past 2 quarters. 2, United Rentals. Earnings growth for the world's largest equipment rental company fluctuated over the past 7 quarters, averaging roughly 40% gains during that time. 3, Terex stock. Materials processor and machine maker Terex, earnings and revenue jumped 79% and 13% respectively for the most recent quarter after 3 periods of decelerating gains. 4, Deere stock. Yes, again. Agriculture equipment manufacturer Deere's shares are way up after a big run going back to late September. 5, Martin Marietta stock. The building materials and concrete supplier shed 19% from its stock price so far this year, but started to recover at the beginning of the summer. End quotes. Now back to our old familiar sector, alternative energy, with this article titled 3 Alternative Energy Stocks to Buy Amid US-EU Trade Rift. It's by Zacks analyst Aparita Dutta and found on sports.yahoo.com. Note, some of you might have concerns about the designation of alternative energy being applied to 2 of the stocks. Now some quotes from Ms. Dutta. The forerunners in the U.S. alternative energy industry are Texas Pacific Land, H.F. Sinclair, and Clearway Energy. 1. H.F. Sinclair. Based in Dallas, Texas, this company is an energy company which produces and markets light products such as gasoline, diesel fuel, jet fuel, renewable diesel, and other specialty products. H.F. Sinclair currently sports a Zacks rank number 1. That's strong buy. 2. Texas Pacific Land. Based in Dallas, Texas, Texas Pacific Land is one of the largest landowners in the state of Texas, operating under 2 business segments: land and resource management and water services and operations. Texas Pacific Land currently carries a Zacks rank number 1. 3. Clearway Energy. Based in San Francisco, California, Clearway Energy owns, operates, and acquires renewable and conventional generation and thermal infrastructure projects. End quotes. Now some other honorable mentions, no particular order. 1. From Canada, title 3 Best-in-Class Stocks to Build Long-Term Wealth on Fool.ca by Robin Brown. 2. Title 14 Best Environmental Stocks to Buy Now on Yahoo.com by Omar Farouk. 3. Title 10 Most Responsible Retailers of 2023 on RIS News, that's RIS News.com, by Liz Dominguez. 4. Title 8 Best Solar Power Stocks of 2022 on Forbes.com by Corey Mitchell. And 5. 7 Best Socially Responsible Funds on investingmoney.usnews.com by Jeff Reeves. UK article, title Best ESG ETFs to buy UK in 2022 on investingreviews.co.uk by Antonia Medicott. Well, these are my top news stories with their stock and fund picks for this podcast, the most ethical US companies. Now, please be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you download or listen to this podcast. That helps bring these podcasts to others like you. And please click the share buttons to share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's promote ethical and sustainable investing as a force for hope and prosperity in these terribly troubled times. Contact me if you have any questions. Thank you for listening. Now, as I said earlier, I'm taking some time off over the holidays, so my next episode of this podcast will be Friday, January 13th, 2023. I wish you and your family and friends a most joyous, healthy, and fulfilling holiday period. Bye for now. Learn how to create a simple portfolio reflecting your personal values by taking my 1-hour tutorial. Go to investingforthesoul.com/podcasts and click the link in the right-hand column for my DIY Ethical Sustainable Investing Pays tutorial. Now, I'll mention in the podcast if I have any direct interest or holdings in companies or securities I'm talking about. Furthermore, any news, opinions, analysis, or other information offered by myself, as well as references and information to or from other external sources in this podcast, is provided as general market information and should not be relied upon and thus does not constitute investment advice. Investors should consult their own licensed investment professional before making investments. Also, I will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on information in this podcast. Do contact me at ronr@investingforthesoul.com. Signing off, this is Ron Robbins.